let me show you. I have two demos for this. The first one's for an employee role. This is one where I'm an employee, Diana Channing, and I'm going to go down here and invoke this chatbot. And what you'll see is when it first starts, and this is all configurable, it'll allow you to, you can see all the different skills and all the different types of questions it can ask. So this is up to you if you configure it this way, but I'm just going to scroll through and look at some of the different skills it has. And then I'm going to say I'm planning a vacation. So I'm going to tell the bot I'm planning a vacation, and it's going to ask me when does it begin. I'm typing in June 14th, and then it's asking when it ends. And so here I want to make sure that I have coverage. So in the middle of this kind of transaction about putting in my absence, I want to find out if my coworker Vicky Zinn is going to be available to cover for me for that time. So in the middle of this transaction, I'm typing look up Vicky Zinn, or just type Vicky Zinn's name, and now I'm moved from absence management over to our company directory. So it's going to give you some the contact information for Vicky Zinn. You say view account details. Now I'm going to be able to make a phone call Vicky, make sure that she's available to cover for me. And then I'm asked, do you want to continue with the absence request? So I say, yes, I want to continue with it. And now it goes back into the transaction, now in absence. When does your absence end? 18th. It's going to then ask me, do you want to provide any more documents for this? I'm going to say, no, I don't need any more documents. And then it's going to say, do you want to provide comments for requesting the absence? And I want to say, yes, I do want to provide comments. And so then I can just type in my comments. Vicky Zinn will cover for me. And so what that now has done basically is created it's going to ask me, do I want to create this? And if I say yes, it's going to create that absence in the background. Now, just so you know what's happening here, the actual digital assistant that you see on the screen here is coming from Oracle Digital Assistant, but it's working with PeopleSoft in the background, where we've exposed a number of REST services to be able to handle both the inquiry as well as the updates to create transactions, but also to inquiry about information. So I just showed what we just went through was started with absence management, even though I didn't have to tell it was absence management, it was that skill. It then went into the company directory skill to look up Vicky Zinn. And then as I continue, I'm interested in, I ordered a laptop for my employee Calvin. So I'm going to say, where's the laptop I ordered for Calvin? And now it's going to switch, and it knows that this is a e-procurement. So it's going to now go look in procurement and start getting me information about this. So it pulls up the requisition of the laptop I ordered. I'm going to click on show transaction details, and it'll give me some specifics. It says it's with approver, with Kenneth Schumacher. So when I say take me there, it's going to open up a tab with the PeopleSoft transaction in question. So it has the context. So I can look at the approval chain. I can look at any of the information on this. I can interact with it if I want. And then when I'm done, so I just close that tab and I go back to, I'm right back where I was. I'm still on the chatbot. So now I want to say, I'm wondering if I've gotten my paycheck, because I got something from the bank and the paycheck was hot. So, so I said, show my paycheck. Now we're working in payroll. Obviously, it's going to show gross wages, taxes, deductions, and net pay. I want to understand what seems my paycheck was too low. So whatever my pay deduction, I'm going to ask what the pay deductions were. It's going to come back and tell me what my pay deductions were for my last paycheck. And I can drill in and look at my before tax deductions. And when I look at that, I can see that my medical, my health care was higher than I expected. So now I want to go look at my health benefits, the medical benefits, because I don't know why it was so expensive. So now I'm going to go into benefits admin, and I ask, show my medical plan. It shows the medical plans. I can see that the new medical plan took effect on this date, so that's why my costs are higher. So now I want to check. I attended a training, an AI training, and filed an expense report for that. So now I'm going to ask, what's the status of my expense report for the AI training? So now we're moving on, and it's going to pull data out of expenses. It's going to pull up the expense report for AI ML training. Allow me. It says it was denied, so I want to see the details of why it was denied, and it's because here's the comment on why it was denied. So now we just pulled up expenses. And now I want to look at my W-2. So I can ask to get my W-2. I can click on this and it can show the details for my W-2, and that'll pull up the W-2. So let me see. There we go. W-2. So that's an example of an employee, and you know, that's very different than saying we don't have an absence chatbot and have a directory chatbot, and we have a procurement chatbot, and people have to go to those chatbots to find them. Now we have one digital assistant. It figures out what question, what the skills are, how to answer the questions based on all the skills it has. And that was for employees. Let me show you an example for suppliers, just to give you a sense of how different things are for the roles. This is a different assistant, and I'm logging in now as the supplier, and I'm coming in to start with, I'm coming in without authenticating. So I've come in and I haven't logged in, so I'm anonymous right now. So a lot of this works for anonymous user. I mean, it works. There's a lot that we provide for anonymous users. So I'm going to say, you know, how can you help me? And it's going to list some of the things that the supplier assistant can do. And so I'm going to ask, you know, what are the selling opportunities? See what I can. I'm a supplier to this vendor, and I want to know what are some of the opportunities. What are some of the things they're buying? Here's some of the things that they're buying, and go see them. I can also add something specific. So what are the opportunities to sell computer equipment? Because I'm selling computer equipment. So if there's too much in that other one, I can narrow it and look, and it'll give me just the opportunities for computer equipment. I can scroll through those and then go to the details. I can also ask, you know, what are the events? So there's a lot of these companies, a lot of you have events for your vendors, for your suppliers. I can look at what the events are in the next 6 months, and it'll pull up the calendar, the supplier calendar. And I'm on the supplier homepage. So this is an external user, right? Very different than the employee internal user. At this point now, I want to actually go to sign in. I'm going to sign in as a registered user. Okay, Scott. And I'm interested in how many open invoices I have. So this is some of the, you know, these are some of the things that they can do once you're logged in, and you can see it just automatically gives you the logged in role. So I can see how many open invoices do I have. And then the chatbot will come back and give me a list of the open invoices, which there's 19 of them, the last 5. You can scroll through those and look at them. I can drill into the details of this one. So you can see that it's due to be paid on March 21st. And it's for $217,000. I see that the 217 is a lot less than the 290, which was invoiced. So why is the payment amount? I'm going to ask why is the payment amount less than the invoiced amount? To see why there's a difference there. And it's going to go back and look at and give some of the reasons for that. So it's not paid in full because some of the quantity was rejected. You can see the receipt history. Come in here and see that there was 50 of these items that were rejected because they were damaged, and there's an RMA number already. So that gives me visibility as a supplier, into and to interact without having to call someone to take the phone. I can say, what are the other payments scheduled this week, and here are the other payments. I can drill into the payment details and see 30,000 is coming via check. So then I can see, show me my disputed invoices. So what are the invoices that are under dispute? And then I can see those. I can see that, and then I can go and view the resolution here. So it's going to show me here's the invoice, $50,000 is disputed. I can go and view the dispute resolution, which goes in back into PeopleSoft.